Good evening. As I was reading this gospel passage and praying over it, that question really got me. Lord, will only a few people be saved? As I put myself into the story, I could just feel myself wanting to kind of lean in and get a solid answer here. And I imagine that most of the people listening to this answer were slightly disappointed because Jesus wasn't giving them the answer that they were looking for. As a matter of fact, it was kind of a difficult answer to even try to understand a little bit. But one thing that is clear and that we do see throughout the Gospels is that Jesus is preaching that hell is a reality, that hell is real. And what is hell? We understand hell to be separation from God, a rejection of God who is love. You see, my friends, you and I were each created in the image of God, but we were also given the wonderful gift of free will. You and I have the ability to choose God or to reject Him ourselves. I was having a conversation at work, believe it or not, about this gospel passage. It happened to come up, and I was discussing it with one of my coworkers, and he said, at the end, he said, but don't we all just go to heaven? It's a very common belief outside these doors, an automatic salvation. It's very dangerous. It's actually known as Universalism. It's a universal salvation. It's a heresy. It's a false belief. And aside from several problems with the belief, the one that I would probably just pose to you is, if hell is a rejection of God, and one of us chooses to reject God's love, would God force us to love Him back? I don't know if that's a loving act. I would have trouble understanding that one. So, the big question, I think that Jesus really hits hard in this gospel passage for us, is how do we build up or maintain the strength to actually go through that narrow gate? For he says many will try, but many will fail because they don't have the strength. So I would say that the answer is to imitate Christ, to really try to live a true Christian life, not just with words, but with our thoughts and with our deeds, with our acts. And so every day, you and I have an opportunity to live that life. We can decide for ourselves to make those decisions and take advantage of those opportunities to live as true Christians. And so today, we have another wonderful opportunity, all of us here at St. Elizabeth's, because we happen to have some visiting missionaries here that are doing some wonderful work for our brothers and sisters that are in need, children that are in need in India. And so maybe this is an opportunity that we take advantage of. So on that note, I invite Dr. Gita up to share some of her wonderful work that she's doing. Thank you.